The Shining, the novel, was done by Stephen King in 1977. He did not agree with the adaptation of his movie. He didn't like it. He was unhappy with the outcome. He didn't like the development of the characters nor the storyline once Kubrick took it over. This is a little bit about what The Shining is like, which is really complicated. The Shining is about the eerie happenings of Overlook Hotel, which was said to be built on an old Indian burial ground. Jack and his family are staying there for the winter. Jack is somehow possessed by the hotels and wants to kill his wife and son. His wife and son also see strange things and have strange experiences, especially the son, Danny. So was the whole family possessed? Was Overlook trying to kill the whole family? How did Jack end up in the picture from 1929? Some theories are that Wendy was actually hallucinating the whole thing. So, and this is director Stanley Kubrick and writer Diane Johnson did the adaptation. He brought it to the big screen in 1990. Kubrick's whole thing was that he had to condense down that book to fit into a movie. And although he felt like something was lost in it himself, he felt he had to do what he had to do to get the movie made. So that's what he did. Mine is dialogue, and some dialogue is just unforgettable. And here's, of course, Johnny. Here's Johnny. The absolute feeling of fear, dread, hair standing up on the back of your neck, terror felt when Jack Nicholson utters, "Here's Johnny." And also, since I'm doing dialogue, these are some other forms of dialogue that were in the movie that may be hard to recognize in a book. You know, the caller and Danny both had the psychic ability to read minds or the gift of shining. And then Holler's grandmother had told him about that many years before. And he's quoted that my grandmother and I could have conversations without ever opening our mouths. Danny, of course, has his imaginary friend, Tony. And of course, in the book, you know, he speaks through Tony. In the movie, he always uses this as a prop or as a, whatever you want to call it, but he goes into Tony's voice to mimic him or whatever he's trying to cover up. And this would be something hard for the reader to see in the book and vaguely still express me. Comparison with Alice in Wonderland. They both would have been improved by better dialogue. The movies didn't seem to have a connection when they were speaking with each other. In Alice in Wonderland, I have not read that book, have not really seen the movie. Just a little bit cold, their dialogue with each other, there was no connection. Of course, the same in The Shining. I think the dialogue was really lost when they did an adaptation from the book. His wife, for instance, in the book was strong-willed. In the movie, she was just very wimpy and scared of everything. And of course, the movie Fried Green Tomatoes comparison is an example of an adaptation done right. The characters, their words, the feeling of being in the South all carried over into the movie. Where The Shining was not so lucky when it came to adaptation. The dialogue was changed so much. For some of the characters in the book were unrecognizable. And ratings and recommendations. I highly recommend the movie and the book, but I recommend you see the movie first and then read the book for better dialogue and development of characters, and not to be greatly disappointed, because there is a big difference. The book gets 2 thumbs up, Julie Excited Keeps You Baby, and the movie The Shining gets 5 out of 5 stars weirdly. And this is my page.